Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Yes, beta. We were discussing about two kingdoms. What we did yesterday, I'm showing you on the screen, and I want you people to tell me very quickly. What about notes, children?
Ma'am, completed.
Snehal has completed chapter 2. We are doing chapter
Yes.
3. Other students also. Chapter 1, I have got only. We were discussing about controlling workers yesterday. Do you remember we had read about this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First, have a revision of social this controlling workers, and then we'll move on to social hierarchy. Yes, start. What all you remember, all three of you, tell me. Keep adding your points.
The
Ma'am,
condition of the social workers was very bad during the time. They were treated as slaves and were expected to do the work for their owners. They were tortured heavily, and methods like draconian were used. Um, the workers were very poor, and that's why some of the workers used to sell their kids for slavery so that they could get money for their survival. Many of these slaves used to sign contracts known as debt bondages, which meant that the slaves owed their owners some debt, and that's why they were being kept as workers, and a close watch was being kept on them. um, the slaves who used to sell their kids, they were sold for 25 years, and after the death of the father, the kids were still not free.
Very good, Snehal. Excellent. Like I told you yesterday also, history is like a story. We need to start from where we left. If you don't remember what happened first, we'll not be able to relate things. Yes, Anjali, you were also present yesterday. Tell us.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there was a writer named Columella who recommended the landowners that they should keep a reserve stock of implements and tools,
Okay.
so the production could be continued.
Mhm.
And Columella, he recommended that the people should be divided in the groups of 10. Uh, uh,
So
Groups
did
of
this
10.
increase? Tell me, did this increase the production? Did his ideas actually lead to increase in production?
Ma'am.
No. Because one of the historians has given us the reason with the help of an example also. Why did it not
Yes,
increase?
ma'am.
What was the example?
Ma'am, because the slaves were usually chained together by their feet.
Very good, very good. Okay, continue. What all do you remember? Anything else that you remember, beta?
And ma'am, Pliny the Elder, he also described the conditions in the
Yes.
in the factories.
Did he agree with the previous opinion?
No, ma'am.
Continue, beta.
And ma'am, the
Yes, Peter, you can talk about the bond contracts and all those things. One or two things which you remember. What were those
ma'am,
dead bonds? Hmm?
ma'am, the workers before entering into the factories, the workers were asked to put on the mask with a mesh on their heads, and
Yes, and what were they told to do before they left their work? Please.
they were asked to take off all their clothes.
Good. So we have done, I think Anushri was not present that day. Anushri, you were not there now?
No, ma'am.
No point asking you. Read about social hierarchies very quickly. Then let me discuss this new topic with you today. Social hierarchies. What do you mean by hierarchy? Let's talk about a hierarchy in a school. Okay. From the top to the bottom. So if I talk about hierarchy in a school, the top would be the school management, right? Then next. Tell me, school management.
Direct-
The next would be,
Director.
yes, director, principal. Okay, this is hierarchy. Teachers, helping staff. So this is what we call as hierarchy. It can be from higher to lower, or we can study lower to higher one. So understood the word social hierarchy, what we are going to study. Now, if you know the word hierarchy, you'll understand what we are reading in the society. Who is at a higher position? Who is at a lower position? All these things in the society.
Ma'am, please.
Yes, Peter. You're not audible. You're not clear. Can you please say it again,
Yes,
Peter?
ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Your voice is not clear, my child. Say it again.
Ma'am, can you please explain once more hierarchy means?
You don't have what? Maybe there's some
Sorry,
signal
ma'am.
problem. My side, maybe there is some network problem. What are you saying? You don't have what?
Ma'am, can you please explain me the means hierarchies once again?
Okay, sure. Why not? Hierarchy means levels, different levels. Like I was talking about hierarchy in a school. So when we talk about different levels in an organization, it is known as hierarchy. Like we were just discussing about hierarchy in a school. So the highest level would be the management, then director, principal, then teachers, students. This is what is we call as hierarchy level, different levels in an organization. Is it okay, beta? Different levels.
Yes.
Who is at the highest place? Who is at the lowest place? Who is the middle, second, third? That is hierarchy.
Okay.
Hierarchy in a society. Do we have hierarchy in the country, in the government?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you've got president, prime minister, ministers, chief ministers. This is what we call as hierarchy. Read quickly, we'll discuss. Once you finish reading, let me know so that we can start the explanation.
Ma'am, read.
Yes, Peter. Others also I'm waiting. Once you say
Ma'am,
read,
done.
good. Should we start reading and understanding what does the social hierarchy mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's start understanding. Tell me what little bit you understood by reading this before I start explaining. I always give you time to read. Tell me what. Yes, Peter, what little bit you have read? Yes, Peter. We are talking about social hierarchy. That means we are talking about the different levels in a society. Okay, let us stand back from the details now and try and get a sense of the social structure of the empire. Social structure means the organization of the society.
Follows the
Yes. Yes, let's start. What is this word? Who described the leading social groups of that empire? Name of the person is?
Tacitus.
Yes, Tacitus.
Tacitus.
Remember this person, Tacitus. He was the one who described the leading social groups of the early empire. What did he say? First, we had the senators. The word senator literally means fathers. They were the leading members of the class. Okay. The top members, we had the senators. What is the literal meaning of the word senator?
Fathers.
Fathers. Then we had the respectable section of the people, those who were attached to the great houses. Another category, those who were related to the Senate. Second people is those respectable section of people who were related to whom? Who were related to these great houses means who were related to the senators. Number three, we had the unkempt lower class. Nobody bothered about, nobody cared about, that is the lower class. Okay. Who he tells us were addicted to the circus and theatrical displays. Okay. They were very addicted. They were addicted to what? They were more of very entertaining kind of people. Addiction, spending money on circus and theater. And finally, the lowest level was the slaves. So this is the hierarchy in the social society. Who has described this hierarchy?
Yes, ma'am.
Who has described this?
Tacitus.
Tacitus. According to him, the highest level is of whom?
The senators.
Senators. Number 2 comes the respectable section of people who were related to these senators. Number 3 was the lower class, who were addicted to which things?
Theater and circus.
Yes. And finally, the lowest level was?
Slaves.
Slaves.
Yes. In the early 3rd century, when the Senate numbered roughly 1,000 approximately, half of all the senators still came from the Italian families. We're talking in the 3rd century, the total number of senators and members in the Senate were 1,000. And half of which means almost 500 were which families?
Italian families.
Yes, Italian families. We are talking in the early 3rd century. But when we go a little ahead, late empire, means we start from when who started ruling? Constantine I started ruling. That is the 4th century now. We mainly had Italians as a part of the Senate in the 3rd century. But in the 4th century, when we had this ruler, Constantine, the first two groups mentioned by Tacitus, that is the senators and the equites. We remember the second group, the respectable section who were related to them, equites, okay? The horsemen or the knightsmen, second most powerful and the wealthy people. They merged into a unified and expanded aristocracy, and at least half of all families were African or Eastern origin. Now they have also become powerful. The second ones have really become powerful. We're talking about the knights. Okay, the king used to offer some awards and titles like knights. So this is the second category who are related to these people. But now the dominance is not of Italians. In the 4th century, who dominated? Who was more powerful? Italian origin or African origin?
African and Eastern origin.
Africa.
So the late Roman aristocracy was enormously wealthy. We are talking about these people, the African origin people. They were very wealthy, but in many ways less powerful than the purely military elites who came almost entirely from the non-aristocratic backgrounds. Though they were very wealthy, but they were not very powerful. Who was powerful? The military people, the military elites. Military elites means the people in the military at very high position. They were known as military elites. Okay? They came from non-aristocratic background. They did not have a Senate background, or they did not belong to the royal family also. They were just military people, but they were very powerful. So who was wealthy? Who was rich? These senators and these equites, the second level. But they were not that powerful. They were rich, but they were not
Powerful.
powerful. Powerful were the elite military people, the high post military people they were very powerful. The middle class now consisted of the considerable mass of persons connected with imperial service in the bureaucracy and the army, but also the more prosperous merchants and farmers. Now we have a new class coming up, that is the middle class. Okay? We earlier had the senators, then we had the second level, the high class. We did not have any middle class at that time. If you remember, we talked about senators, then we talked about the second level, that is equites. Then we talked about the lower class, and then we talked about the slaves. There was no middle class. But in the 4th century, a new class originated that is known as, yes, it is known as which class? Yes, it is the middle class. Who were the people in the middle class? Those who were working, those who were educated, literate, and those who were working for either they were working in the army at good posts, or they were a part of bureaucracy. Bureaucracy means like we have administrative people, ministers, and all these things. Or the wealthy merchants, the rich business people also included the middle class. Tell me 3 categories of people who are a part of the middle class.
People who worked in bureaucracy and the army or the rich merchants.
So this middle class came up in the 4th century. 3rd century, we did not have this middle class. They generally came up in which period?
4th century.
Yes, beta, this is in the 4th century. Okay, now the middle class. Listen to this. Tacitus described this respectable middle class as clients of the great senatorial house. Now, Tacitus has described this middle class. He's calling them as respectable because they were clients of the Senate. They were clients of the Senate. How? It was chiefly government service and dependence on the state that sustained many of these families. Although these middle class had become rich, they had become respectable, but they depended entirely on the whom? Entirely on the Senate only. They were serving for the government. So the sustenance of the families, mainly all the families, middle class families, were surviving on government Senate only. So that is why they were known as clients of the Senate. What were they called?
Clients of the Senate.
They were mainly working for them only. Below them were the vast mass of the lower classes known collectively as humilores, the lower ones, humilores. Now let's see how many classes we have. We had the Senate, then we had the equites, okay? After equites, we had the lower class. If you remember, they were very fond of which two things?
Circus and theatrics.
Yes, and then we had slaves. Earlier, we did not have the middle class. Now, the second last position, we have another class which has come up, that is middle class. See, it is written they have put this word respectable in inverted commas, just to highlight this word. Why are they trying to highlight this word? Respectable middle class. They were just powerful by name only. They were respectable only by name because they had gained some money. So this is a sarcastic comment. This is an ironical comment because they were entirely dependent on whom? Whom
The
did they
Senate.
depend on? Yes, beta. So he's actually making fun. Tacitus is making fun of this middle class. That is why this word has been put here. They were mainly working in the government jobs, so they were depending on the government. And the last lower class, humilores. What does the word humilores means?
Lower.
Yes, lower ones. They were rural labor force, laborers who came from villages. Many were employed on the large estates, workers in industries, mines, migrant workers, working for grain and olive harvest, building industries, self-employed artists. It was said were better fed than wage laborers. Now, these people who were working for themselves, the artists, they were economically better than the wage laborers. We had a large mass of casual laborers. Casual means sometimes working as a labor, especially in the big cities. And of course, the many thousands of slaves that were still found all over the Western Empire in particular. So, better now the 4th century society, which is the highest position, who occupies? Of course, the Senate here, the highest position is at home.
Senate.
Senate. The second classes,
Equites.
equites. Yes. Now we have another class coming up. Tell me which one? The so-called respectable
Middle class.
middle class. Very good. Okay, beta. After middle class, there was a word. You remember for the lowers one. What was it? Learn this word.
Humiliores.
Who were the people who were put in this category? Humilores?
Rural labor force.
Yes, all the labor who are working in building industry or workers, laborers in any kind of industry. Okay. So earlier, 3rd century, we did not have middle class. What change came in the society in the 4th century? Which class originated?
The middle class.
Yes, very good. Earlier, we did not have the middle class in the 3rd century. Okay. One writer of the early 5th century, the historian Look at his name. Olympiodorus. Olympiodorus. He was an ambassador. He tells us that aristocracy based on the city of Rome drew annual incomes of up to 4,000 pounds of gold from the estates. See how rich they were, the aristocrats. Aristocrats is those administrative officers who help in administration. Aristocrat. Like nowadays we have district magistrates, we've got SDMs. Okay, all these are known as aristocrats, the district magistrates and all the people who are involved in the ruling part. They are known as aristocrats. Now imagine annual income was very high for these people. We're talking about the annual income of whom?
Aristocrats.
Yes, Vita. Okay. Now let us imagine how rich they were. It's basically pounds. 4,000 pounds of gold from the estates. If you talk about 1 pound, it is somewhere equal to 0.5 kilograms. Okay, somewhere half a kg you can understand, though it is 4.454 kilograms. Roughly you can take it as half kg. 1 pound. Okay, this is LPS, this is pounds. So how much is it? 1 pound is equal to half kg. And they're getting 4,000 pounds of gold. So approximate how much kg of gold? Half 1 pound is equal to half kg. Roughly. Tell me. Yes. Yes, yes. Do the calculation.
Ma'am, can you please repeat what you explained?
See, beta, I'm talking about this LBS word which is written. Just trying to explain what does this word LBS mean. LBS is the word which is used for what? What is the word which it means? What does this mean, LBS? I just told you what is LBS.
Pounds.
Yes, it is basically pounds. Then we were discussing about the relationship of kg and pound so that you can understand how much is a pound. Roughly, if you take half a kg is equal to pounds. How much?
Half kg.
Half
Is
kg.
equal to
So it's
110.
not exact, it is 0.454, but you take it roughly as 0.454 kilograms. Half a kg you can take it as. Now you can just imagine how much of gold they were getting from the areas as an annual income, not counting the produce they consume directly. This is apart from their own produce which they had in the agriculture. So they were so rich, aristocrats. They had income of this much of gold from the estates. Estate means, supposing I make you an aristocrat in charge of one entire area, that is your estate. So they were earning about this much of gold annually. And apart from this, their own production also they had. So they were very rich people. The monetary system of the late empire broke with the silver-based currencies of the first 3 centuries because the Spanish silver mines were exhausted and the government ran out of sufficient stocks. Now there is a change in the currency also in the late 4th century. Earlier they had silver currencies. Okay, which currencies were used in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd century?
Silver.
Silver. All the silver was coming from Spanish mines, but entire silver finished in the mines now. So government did not have a sufficient stock of silver to make coins now. So they found another metal to substitute silver. Okay, let us see what it is. Constantine founded the new monetary system on gold, and there were vast amounts of this in circulation throughout late antiquity. Once silver finished, the king at that time, Constantine, he said, okay, let's change the metal for coins because there is no more silver. He did not opt for something cheaper. He went for something even more expensive. And he shifted to making coins of what, beta?
Gold.
Gold. There is a change in the society in the 3rd century. We did not have the middle class, number 1. In the 4th century, we had the emergence of middle class, number 2. Number 3, we talked about these aristocrats being very rich. And number 4, we are talking about the change in the currency. Earlier in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd century, the coins in circulation were made up of what metal? Silver. Why did they have to stop this tradition of having silver coins?
Ma'am, because they got the silver from Spanish mines and it was exhausted there.
Okay. Which ruler decided to go for gold as coins now?
Constantine.
Yes. So now he has changed the currency also. So when we'll talk about the 4th century, there are 2 changes. Tell me which 2 changes. First was the change. We had a new society. Which one, beta?
The middle class.
Very good. A middle class. And the second is the change in the currency. Remember, these are the 2 major changes in the 4th century. The late Roman bureaucracy, I'm talking again about aristocracy. Both the higher and middle echelons means the rank, the position, was a comparatively affluent group because it drew the bulk of its salary in gold. Let's talk about bureaucracy. Bureaucracy means the officers who are working for the king, whether they were at a high post or they were at a middle post. Echelons, post, rank. Both the higher and the middle ones were very affluent, very rich people, beta, because they got the salary in what? Gold. They used to get the salary in kgs in gold, and they used to invest this gold in buying up land. There was, of course, also a great deal of corruption here, especially in the judicial system and the administration of military supplies. There was a lot of corruption in 2 departments. One was the judicial system. What is judicial system? What do you mean by judiciary or judicial system? You must have done in political science.
Ma'am, the ones who make the laws and the ones who judge people and of their crimes.
Okay, present day society. When I say judiciary, what do I mean?
On the courts.
Very good. Okay. So one area where we had a lot of corruption was judiciary and the second was military. Okay, 2 areas, lot of corruption. Which 2 places? Judiciary and military. Come on, tell me, Bacha, which 2 areas, judiciary and?
Military.
See, military supplies. Supposing there are a lot of soldiers, ration has to be purchased for the military, ammunition has to be prepared, weapons were purchased, uniform was purchased. So there was a lot of corruption done for these military supplies. Let's go further. The extortion of the higher bureaucracy and the greed of the provincial governors was proverbial. Proverbial means proverb. Everybody talking about it. Proverb, you know, everybody knows about it. It's very popular. So everybody knew the extortion of the higher bureaucracy. The higher officers were involved in extortion. Extortion is jabardasti kisi se paise lena ya kuch favor lena. That is extortion. Forcefully when you take something. So if you see the sentence very carefully, the higher officers, the higher bureaucracy were involved in what? Extortion. Okay, and the governors were very, very greedy. Everybody was talking that the high authorities are involved in extortion of money and property. And what about the lower ones? They are all involved in corruption. But government intervened repeatedly to curb these forms of corruption. We only know about them in the first place because of the laws that tried to put an end to them, and because historians and other members of the intelligentsia denounced such practices. Government tried to stop these practices. Okay, government tried their best to stop corruption practices. We know about this because the intelligent, the literate people over there tried and criticized these practices. This element of criticism is a remarkable feature of the world. The Roman state was an authoritarian regime. Authoritarian means very powerful. The king or the ruler is very, very powerful, beta. That regime is known as which regime? Authoritarian. What do you call it as?
Authoritarian regime.
Authoritarian. Something like a dictator. Only he is going to rule. Whatever he says will be heard. In other words, dissent was rarely tolerated. Dissent means if you're opposing what the king has decided, revolting, that is dissent. This was not tolerated. and the government usually responded to protests with violence. And whenever the people protested against any decision, the government treated them with violence because they were not in the habit of tolerating any kind of opposition to the decisions. That is why the Roman state is called as which kind of a regime? What is this word?
Authoritarian.
Yes, beta. But in the 4th century, we saw one thing. There were certain laws which were made which acted as a brake on even the most fearsome emperors. Emperors were not free to do whatever they liked, and the law was actively used to protect civil rights. This major change came in the 4th century. There were some laws which were made to protect the rights of the common people, and emperors were not free to do whatever they wanted. Earlier, it was an authoritarian society, but in the 4th century, this was not there. Because if you remember, we talked about the intelligent people opposing and criticizing corruption. So this was the change. That is why in the later 4th century, it was possible for powerful bishops like Ambrose to confront equally powerful emperors when they were excessively harsh in their handling of the civilian population. Later, what happened is there were some kings who were very, very cruel in handling their public. So we had some bishops, the church heads, you call them as bishops. One of the name is mentioned over here, Ambrose. What was his name?
Ambrose.
He went to the king directly and he told him, "Okay, listen, whatever you're doing is wrong. You cannot treat the civilian public like this." So this shows that the king was not that authoritarian in the later century, in the 4th century. Things had changed a lot. Okay, a quick revision of what we have done. First, we talked about the society. Earlier 3rd century, we had the highest level as, yes, who were at the highest position?
Senators,
Senators. Then we had the equites. Then we had the lower class, which were very fond of
Theaters and dramatics. Focus.
yes, beta. And finally, we had the slaves. And in the Senate, the maximum members were from which origin?
Italian.
Italian families,
Yes, beta. But in the beginning of the 4th century, it was not Italian families who became powerful in the Senate.
African and the Eastern origin.
Very good. And we had a new class which originated which class we call it as? Middle class. Which class came up, beta?
Middle class.
Yes. So below middle class, we had these lower class, which were known as?
humiliated,
Yes, humilios. They were basically all the workers who were making labors and all. And then, of course, this included the slaves as well. One more change which came. We saw that the aristocrats were very rich because they were getting income in gold. The income was in which form?
gold,
The monetary system changed. Tell me what change came in the monetary system at the time of Constantine. All of you together, you can say something.
ma'am, the silver-based currencies,
Because of the exhaustion of the silver in these Spanish mines, and thus gold currency was started.
Yes, which king started this? The king who introduced gold coins?
Constantine.
Yes. The aristocrats were very rich, whether they were on a high post or a middle post, because they got their salary in how did they get
gold.
the salary? Gold. And then they used to invest to buy land. There were two areas